Okay, that background went black for a sec. Alright, I guess the stars are on. Thankfully. Alright, so apparently I was over there dealing with some, like, good old scheduling problems. Originally I was supposed to do that stream Wednesday, but apparently I had some, like, lower back pain, probably a pulled muscle. Then yesterday I was supposed to stream on there instead, but unfortunately less energized because I woke up at 8 in the morning. And then on top of that, just recently I woke up at 3 in the morning, so I guess it's my 12th hour. Oh boy, this ought to be interesting. Because I did say to myself, this is probably the final time I've rescheduled that. Here we are. Alright. Gosh, the eye tracking just doesn't update itself very well, huh? Should probably pay more attention to the webcam here. I usually look at the settings here and let's see, auto blink, smart wink, smooth auto blink. Though, I mean, I guess the problem here is that most of the eye tracking doesn't seem to track very well. So it's not surprising. Alright, yeah, I was over checking it. Anyways, I already got the thing up and going. So I'm just gonna look up for no fucking reason. Alright, so the game we're trying to play here is Radix, Beyond the Void. And originally got looked at as more, Descent meets Doom? I wouldn't necessarily say Descent meets Doom exactly, but it does get compared to by the two games, despite Descent being more inspired by Doom than Radix would be. So it's like Descent's more inspired by Doom and flight simulators, while Radix is more inspired by Descent. I know a bunch of high schoolers were making that game, and it apparently became a commercial failure. Not that the game was bad, but it just didn't sell well. Made by Neural Storm Entertainment, and this was their only game. Their only game before they closed doors because the game didn't sell well. At least to my knowledge. Development history for this game is kind of rare. From what it looks like. The music's supposed to work. Sure as hell don't sound like it. Probably some conflicting IRQs or DMAs and shit. So I guess we gotta keep fucking around with the sound effects. Sound card configuration be like. I'm going to assume 5, interrupt 5, and then DMA 1. Hmm. Okay, it looks like the sound is working. It does sound awfully quiet. Or just a tad bit quiet. Luckily, this emulator has, like, you can bump up the output levels. Funny enough, I mean, I can imagine... I mean, this is me this is me stretching it a bit, but, with the release of DOSBox Pure tomorrow, I'm pretty sure this may or may not be the last stream using PCMU. Primarily because DOSBox Pure is going to take care, mostly take care of the DOS stuff and the Windows 98, 95, 98 stuff. Granted, it's more experimental. Alright. Guess I'll just use this difficulty here. So funny enough, I think when the original version of this shareware came out, this was supposed to be episode 1. Well, this became episode 2. So apparently they swapped it in later versions. Main pointer is that this game does have a more layout-wise, it's more vertical. Funny enough, you can control the mouse cursor with the arrow keys, but I don't really do it that much. Gosh, it's been a little bit since I played the, say, decrease and increase view. That's what we'll need. I think in later versions, this version I'm playing is Remix 2.0, which is a later patch of the game. Possibly to address controls and whatnot. They decided to make it play like a first-person shooter despite something that might further compare itself to Doomscent, surprisingly. Previously, they had throttling for controls. I guess not everybody liked it for a game like that, so they went with this control scheme instead. I'm still adjusting to the volume, by the way, because when I checked my stream last time, Jazz Jackrabbit was over, like, quiet as fuck. And that's something I was trying to address, is like, first my microphone sounds way quiet than the game itself, and then the game gets quieter than my microphone. So it's just it's pretty hard to balance between the two as a result. Like, and the variety of, like, sound volumes on certain games definitely don't help my case either. I get a little confused about this because looks like you're supposed to shoot at it, but you just can't shoot at it. Of course, this will probably bring, this will probably make most Doom players right at home looking at this layout, because it definitely will remind you right away that this is one of the areas from the first level of Doom 1. Hangar. Granted, if you're one of those people who've started playing Doom with Doom 95, I'm pretty sure you're probably going to remember it as Hangar, because this was a typo. That was just left out during the porting process. Though I'm trying to remember, I don't know if this was like that in for the precursor. It's called Wind Doom. Because apparently that was like back when they were porting Doom to something like WinG and Win32s. Mostly WinG, I think. Possibly? It might be both. Probably mentioned that this game has a third-person view. Oh yeah, and they got afterburners. Back view. Leveling. That's what I meant by throttling here. But leveling, I'm not too aware about. So just like how Descent has its rear view, they just call this back view. But I remember there was a oh wait, yeah, oh yeah, there we go. F2, chase plane. It does feel more disorienting just playing with that. Like, oh wait, someone's behind you. Then you just turn around and oh shit, yeah, it just makes you more likely to feel more ill if you're just one of those people that really don't like playing games for the sake of having motion sickness. It's already a problem that people playing Descent tend to have. Surprisingly, I'm not one of those people that get really sick after playing like 30 minutes worth of Descent. Like, I spent hours trying to complete Descent and Descent 2. But one thing this game has that Descent doesn't is they got like actual gore. Like some aliens you're fighting in the game itself, you're spilling blood and guts as usually. And that's kind of the plot of this game anyways. Basically about an alien invasion. Hello, welcome to the stream. As you can probably see here, this is a, people probably call it dollar store version of Descent. Well, I wouldn't diss it like that, obviously, but, because it's still an interesting gem of a game. But I could imagine bringing Descent and Doom vibes. What game would I like more, Descent or this one? For the amount of content, you know, provided, because you gotta keep in mind, Radix, despite having a level editor, it's not even enough to make user content. Commercially wise, I think Descent might have been the better game. Same for user content, but I will say, it's hard to, like, say that this game could be better than Descent, because, well, it does have its own limitations and issues and all that. But I guess Descent... Now, as for difficulty curve, I think Descent definitely is harder. Primarily because of the fact the enemies are just, like, brutal from the get-go. Class 1 drillers, Red Hulks with homing missiles. This... I don't think this has any that big of a difficulty curve anyway. But I guess Descent definitely excels a lot with network code, because I remember last time I tried to play this game in multiplayer, IPX was unstable. Like, that's the protocol meant for LAN games anyway. So it turns out playing this game with null modem emulation, I guess, because it's like DOSBox, proved to be more stable. Of course, your main goal in progression, unlike Descent, where you have to blow up a reactor and then finding the exit door as it unlocks, you complete primary objectives, but also have optional secondary objectives for more stuff. So what part of Descent is best fun playing? That is a good question. I guess for talking which one's more fun, Descent 1 or Descent 2, I know there's always been that weird debate where people claim that Descent 2 is easier than Descent 1, but I feel like both games do have a difficulty curve in different areas. Descent 2 will definitely make you like irritable from boss fights because they are tough. While Descent 1 will just make you so irritable about, you know, those other enemies like the Class 1 Drillers and the Red Hulks. Hit scan enemies definitely, like those Class 1 Drillers can be, you know, a worthy contender for being one of the more brutal hit scanners compared to the Cultists from Blood. And people already give the Cultists from Blood a rep for, you know, for its like reaction times. But then the Class 1 Driller pales in, you know, they pale in comparison to the Class 1 Drillers. This is what I mean by this game having gore, unlike Descent. But it's not to say that some other game that's more Descent, but also, yeah, Forsaken, that one game. That's more 6 Degrees of Freedom than this one, has, but also has gore. But unlike Descent, you're playing as one of those futuristic, you know, pilots riding a motorcycle, a flying one at that, if I recall. It was also more post-apocalyptic. Though the multiplayer for Forsaken I've tried sometimes. It is definitely fun. But there really isn't very many, like, proper source ports for authenticity, except for, like, Project X. But I think it's like a similar case to, let's see, source ports like Easy Quake. I know that's like one of the more popular Quake World source ports, but I feel like it's been designed by people who are the kind of people that are more, how to describe it? You know, those kinds of Quake veterans where it'll be like, I want my HD graphics, but doesn't really care too much about the original authenticity, the original graphics, and retaining that. I mean, granted, you can still play Easy Quake with the original graphics, but it just doesn't feel vanilla enough. I mean, and I'm not talking like, you know, oh, it must look like something out of software rendering. No, it has some weird inaccuracies, with, like, it's hard to describe it too. Like, it'll look like the difference can be shown if you were to say, fire up regular Quake World. Probably OpenGL will probably be an interesting comparison. Then Easy Quake. But then you got source ports like Iron Whale, which basically is even more of a fair comparison compared to, like, Easy Quake. Never played Forsaken, totally missed it. Watching gameplay now on YouTube. Oh. Yeah, Forsaken is also something I've wanted to, like, play through properly. I think I made attempts, but I think I got so lost without an auto map. I guess the only Forsaken version of Forsaken that had auto map was that Night Dive remaster, but knowing myself, I really prefer to go, you know, authentic. It's not to say that Night Dive remaster bad or anything, but they do, I mean, I guess the common thing about Night Dive is they change up some things that doesn't feel as authentic. I guess the first Quake remaster can be looked at as an example, because they always throw in some, like, quality of life stuff that could have been better off as, like, a toggle. instead of being fully forced in. I know this was like one of the more disagreeable type of changes that I seem to have with them. Funny enough, Radix definitely has like a source port that's made by somebody who made Delphi Doom. I'd say it's done through some like reverse engineering efforts, but I do know it does feel a tad bit rough. But I wouldn't bash on it too much because, after all, it is a hobby project. A source port at that. But it would be nice to see an actual source port based on the actual DOS instead of building on top of a Doom source port, nonetheless. And the fact that this game had a level editor. Albeit, it's more Win16, so I don't expect that to run easily out of the box on like 64-bit operating systems due to the compatibility being lost with with modern Windows, like 64-bit Windows. So you have to use something else to work around that. I think it was called WineVDM. Because with WineVDM, it's a good workaround to run like 16-bit applications without having to use an emulator. Okay, this is like, probably point this out too. So what we're seeing here, the white on the white bar or gray silver looking bar on the top, which is RR, I'm supposing that's your health. I think. Let me start firing. No, oh wait, alright, yep, that's your health. Then shield is practically your armor, I think. But EN is energy, so that's what most of your laser weapons tend to use, just like how Descent does it with energy itself. Whereas the only weapon in the game, in Descent I mean, that don't use energy is like the Vulcan cannon, and then also the Gauss cannon from Descent 2, being another one of them. Now, Radix apparently uses 4 ammo types outside of energy weapons. Oh shit. I'm not sure why I bumped into that. I remember that the auto map from Descent can be almost an eyesore to some people. It's all the wireframes and everything definitely gonna make someone have a headache, or kind of mislead some people. This game, due to its limitations, I'm pretty sure you don't have to worry about looking so confusing out of the ordinary. Oh shit. Oh yeah, and there's some pickups that recharge certain aspects, like the shield. Have I played Harmony Doom mod? Oh yeah, I've heard about it, but I've yet to try it myself. I found it pretty interesting because of the, the story itself taking place in like... It's weird because it's like, I guess it's like a virus, if I'm assuming. Or mutants kidnapping women and then turning them into... It's weird, I guess. I kind of lost track of the story, but I remember you play as a female protagonist. But it is a mod I thought about checking out myself. I was doing a brief research like months ago. Apparently even made it as an official add-on for that Bethesda remaster thing. No, man are mutated to monsters and women are rebels. Oh, okay, thanks for the correction. So I guess it is a interesting thing. Female protagonist, but the men are usually the enemies because they actually got mutated to monster. Alright. Oh yeah, another interesting part. That, like I said, there's some enemies that are just ground units. You don't really see that in Descent. But it also makes sense because of the fact that this plot also involves alien invasions. Or we're just invading an alien planet as well later on to prevent an invasion on Earth, if I recall. Of course, the game's development history is kind of obscure, so most of the information about this game is pretty obscure by itself because, I mean, the game did not sell well. This was the only title under the Neural Storm is it Entertainment? Neural Storm's, name, of course. The GZ Doom developers getting caught by using AI. I've been very aware about the news about GraphZol. I've even made a post about it on my Blue Sky. All I can say is good riddance. I've heard a lot of wacky shit about quote-unquote salty member. And people always, and some people always laugh at, or always get wacky with me about the fact I use a nuts.watt as a benchmark for GZ Doom. Jokingly, by the way. So I remember a while back, there was like a few people, when I showed, or mentioned GZ Doom having like, oh shit. Like, I mentioned the fact that GZ Doom wasn't so optimized, and then over there, like, showing nuts.watt running at 40 frames per second, by the way. I get people going at me like that nuts.watt was not a valid benchmark. I mean, honestly, the reason why I say jokingly is that you also gotta remember, DSDA Doom, despite not being on par with features from GZ Doom, I guess more optimized and more suited for vanilla Doom. Yeah. The frames definitely beat GZ Doom right there. Anyways, as for controversy, or the whole thing, I guess, for context, GraphZol apparently, tried to put in some ChatGPT code onto the, I don't know what exact part, it might be one of those, it was GUI related as far as I recall, but it was meant for like Linux or Unix or something. But I mean, using AI code is one thing, but then Graph tried to hide the evidence that he was using AI or something, but when he got caught red-handed, a bunch of the GZ Doom developers pretty much went at it about him over that, and the fact he was trying to hide that crap. Like, using AI code is one thing, but then trying to hide it in front of your like, contributors definitely betrays their trust. It's a slap in the face, not on top of that, So, as a result, GraphZol, well, got fucked. Because most of the contributors that were worthy of GZ Doom have, mutinied against him to the point that, when Graph said, well, just fork it, it resulted in the formation of GZ Doom. So, I imagine GZ Doom's already getting its downfall at that point because of it. Oh, shit, I keep running into that shit. It doesn't help that that blends in. So I'm like, what the fuck? What's the most obscure I've played? I know one of those games that I believe is the most obscure, but probably deserving to be most obscure because it's not really a good game. XS. From what I played of it, it felt like you had to, like, the gunplay is ass. Describe how ass it is. I'd have to, like, run a stopwatch and start a multiplayer session. A local one at that. And then I start using a rifle, a standard rifle, or whatever weapon they had in the game. Hold the mouse button for approximately, probably like a few minutes before the player is dead. That's how bad it is. It is like playing the most nerfed multiplayer game of all time. So it's not fun. So, in multiplayer, I mean, I don't know about the single player, but the multiplayer is definitely not fun. Like, it certainly, and I hate to say it, makes Call of Duty look like a fucking, you know, look like a drug that's, like, easy to get into. I mean, if XS was a drug, it'd be the most unaddicting drug that probably got banned and nobody fucking cared. Compared to something like ketamine. '96 game, I see. Never heard of it. Thanks. Oh, no problem. But yeah, even funnier is that people compared that to being a precursor to how Quake 3 Arena would be. I'm like, not so sure, because at least Quake 3 is a more refined multiplayer experience built on top of a franchise that's already gone very popular, like Quake. And I'm over there trying to think of another interesting comparison. It's like, let's see here. What would be an interesting precursor to something like, I don't know, Doom? Actually, that's probably a weirder one, because if you think about it, is there ever a game that was like Doom, but before Doom? I mean, I'm talking about, like, technically wise, like, Doom is variety of heights and all that stuff. But because before we got Doom, we got fucking Wolfenstein 3D anyway, and most of it's clones. More or less based on that same engine. I hear a lot of people really complain a lot about Operation Body Count, though. I mean, I guess, from what I gather, it's not the greatest experience. That's my bombs. Oh boy. I've heard the demo's the only great part about Operation Body Count, so... Yeah, I think that's the thing here. XS uses like its own in-house engine. Like, I have not seen anybody mod that game. That's probably how in-house it is. I mean, another game I know that would be more worthwhile despite being in-house is at least Last Rites, because at least that game is more interesting on its own. And it's still somewhat fun to play compared to XS. But even funnier is that, like, at first sight it feels like Left 4 Dead before it was cool. funny enough. I mean, I've yet to do an entire playthrough of the game. Oh yeah, when you look at the auto map, pay attention to the red font over here that says P. That's the primary objective that you're supposed to go after. I'm over like exploring most of the level anyway. Gotta collect the goodies without dying. Oh shit. I can't really recall how useful that weapon would be. Certainly doesn't feel as useful. Full 3D, eh? Yeah, I haven't really done a playthrough of XS. But it's definitely one of those games where I just don't feel like I want too much. Unless I have no other choice. I just run a poll and then everybody starts voting for that game and I'll be like, oh shit, why you have to make me do this? Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But yeah, finding information about this game it was definitely a deep, in-depth type thing, surprisingly. Like, where most of my information came from is that I can go as far as looking up Google Groups. Then I'll probably look up the Internet Archive on top of it. So, it does seem like I take the time to, like, look up the most obscure information, because that's what kind of makes most of my content kind of stand out anyway. Yeah, you probably got some people finding information off of random sources on Google.com. But, you know, some sources would have to be looking. I mean, I remember like there was some interesting myths about Unreal's game development history too. Like how the 8-ball launcher was originally supposed to shoot 8 rockets instead of 6, which apparently doesn't make too much sense. And not only because the name itself isn't really a reference to that, but more so the 8-ball table, like the pool table by the way. But the fact that the weapon by itself only looks to have 6 barrels. So, that could easily be debunked. I mean, it's a possibility it's a reference to the pool table stuff. But it's... I mean, it's an interesting name nonetheless. I think they were just like trying to make their weapon names unique as possible. Like, oh yeah, when we got the first Unreal Tournament, oh yeah, that weapon where it shoots discs and everything. Oh, they call it the Ripper, but no, back then they called it the Razorjack. I kind of like the Razorjack name over the Ripper anyway. It just sounds kind of like, it's kind of like the 90s cool type of naming there. But then you got Chasm that came out in 97, their last weapon, which is the BFG equivalent, calling it the Mega Destroyer. Yeah, I'm not sure what got them to name their last weapon the Mega Destroyer. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh, fuck, I forgot about that. Ah. Small ass corridors. Yeah, those rocket turrets from the wall. Not fun. Like, you have to take cover every time to shoot a rocket right here, because they home right at you. Well, that's the primary objective completed. Oh, that's the exit. Probably might take these around and head over my way to the right over here to the exit. But yeah, let's see here. What we got here? I should probably try to find some, like, goodies. Some weapons definitely look... Oh yeah, and you got upgrades. Forgot about that too. Upgrading your neutron cannons. Bro, it sounds like Jimmy Neutron was the one who made this fucking aircraft. He's got a blast ass. Every once in a blue moon. Oh wait, that's more Johnny Quasar's doing. Oh my fuck. God. Yeah, those enemies are kind of a bitch at times too, because they're like, their projectiles are so small and it just goes off pretty fast. Though I guess I played through this game on a 486 not long ago. Well, not long-ish ago. I think it was months back. But I just yet to do a video because of that fucking, like, burnout. Took that, you know, sabbatical for quite a while anyway. But I guess, I'm revisiting it now, I guess. This time under, like, fast hardware. But when I remember playing this on a 486, however, some moments definitely chugged. Because what do you expect? 486 hardware. We were definitely around the time period where Pentiums became, you know, the top thing. Oh gosh. They're a tad bit easy to deal with faster hardware, so that's the large benefit from having an Intel Pentium processor. Of course, most people who've been around during that time is probably gonna have that fucking Intel jingle stuck rent-free in their heads. Oh, doing alright. Not feeling as energized because of my sleep schedule, but hey, I'm over doing a stream. I guess, to reiterate what I said in the beginning of the stream, I apparently had woken up at like 3 a.m. And I had delayed the stream like twice during the day. During these few days, I mean. Like, I was originally slated to like stream on Wednesday, but then I had like a, you know, pulled muscle in my back, my lower back on the right side, so I like, you know, didn't feel like wanted to stream because I was already like, needed some time to relax my back. Then when it came that I was already feeling a bit better, there came my fixed schedule at 8 a.m. only for me to feel less energized. Like, I barely felt like I wanted to do much, so I ended up like rescheduling that to Friday instead. And that's where we are. Except I woke up around like 3 a.m. Probably not the intended time I hoped. But I guess it didn't help by the fact I was also getting disrupted sleep for some weird reason. Also didn't help when my sister called me on the phone, asking if she can use the microwave. Sadly, because it's weird to me because I have a microwave in my room, but I also have a portable air conditioner too. The portable air conditioner, combined with a microwave being used in the same... I don't know about breakers, man. They're fucking weird. But somehow it keeps tripping the breaker, and then the power goes off. And ever since then, I have to be reminded or asked if they can use a microwave in some other person's room. Because, you know, to avoid risking power outage. So, combining that with, like, disrupted sleep on I guess, a few occasions, I guess. Definitely fucked up my, did a little fuck up with my little schedule here that never stays consistent, so. Man, that's what insomnia does to a motherfucker. Like, yeah, that's my issues with insomnia. And the treatment that I need to figure out too, on top of it. I was put on one medicine months ago to hopefully address that, but that got really bad too because of all the side effects. Then as I got to another, oh shit. But right as I was getting to a new medicine that I thought was working out, I ended up looking up that apparently it was going to affect my health issue with glaucoma. So I'm like, God damn. So I'm like, you know, it's always like a trade-off after trade-off when it comes to medicines. Treating insomnia. So you're like, oh, what are you trying to do? Fucking make me blind at the expense of a proper schedule. Like, god damn. But yeah, it's like, oh shit, yeah, I gotta move that out of the way, what the fuck? Missiles. God damn. And I'm over there trying to blow up wall rocket launchers here. Oh yeah, that definitely went home. What the fuck? Woo. Yeah, when there's a homing missile, it shows threat on the bottom right. Just like how in Descent with their cockpit, they always have a light that says lock that beeps, or not beeps, that, you know, lights up when there's a missile lock onto you. You'll notice it right away when you got red hulks going all over you. Yay. But definitely more to fuck up here. Yeah, I've heard you the second time. Or third time. Damn. Ah, Jesus. Alright, I think that's all the enemies here. Now let's find the exit.
Primary objective incomplete.
Oh, I see why it's played multiple times. It says primary objective incomplete. I probably forgot about that. Probably because I need to go over and, like, complete those primary objectives. I guess it's one of those primary objectives, so I have to go around blowing up. I think it's this part, too.
Primary objective completed.
There we go. Alright. Yep, trying to complete the episode here. Multiple targets, watch for seeking missiles.
Kill all enemies to continue.
Gotcha. I think I remember trying multiplayer on this as well, but I forgot what it played like. Just never took the time to play it myself that much, the multiplayer. But I remember briefly doing that. Just kind of forgot how it played like. I think one game I want to revisit too, that I remember playing, but seemed interesting to me, was Firefight. Developed by Chaos Works and published by EA and also Epic Mega Games. Believe it or not. What in the heck? Jesus Christ. Menus. Okay, yeah, there's definitely some weird homing missiles right here going there. The fuck? Oh yeah, secret area here. Woohoo! Oh gosh. Probably should mention that, you know, it is a Friday, and normally I would be streaming like in a multiplayer event, but I'm not likely to show up on Friday at 8 o'clock anyway. For one, I know they're doing like terrorist and like what's it called, Trouble in Terrorist Town. It's originally a classic mod for like, you know, Gary's mod, but also somebody's over there like demaking it to Gold Source. It's like a Half-Life mod, so they're doing an event for that. But at the same time, I also probably won't be able to make it anyway due to like the amount of hours having to spend trying to like be on there on the event anyway. So I imagine being pretty much tired as heck trying to, you know, attend such events. But hey, that's time zones and schedules for you. But I'm probably likely to stream Saturday for like Doom 2 Deathmatch. I think they're doing Bourgeois. Look at all the pixelated gore. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that there's definitely some regeneration power-ups that you pick up, so that's also fun. Very useful. Oh boy, definitely a lot going on there. Oh yeah, the missiles I picked up. Fills up the ammunition. All out of ammo. I think I can go up there, because I haven't explored that area. They be throwing a bunch of those fucking things. So you'd be like constantly unloading on some of those ammunition here. I think I struggled with that part initially, but I was able to get past it with a lot of covering. I would love to watch this in full screen. Have I considered changing the UI change my UI on YouTube. Are you talking about the overlay or just the YouTube player? Like the stream overlay, I made it so it's like, you know, more themed after like CRTs and all. Speaking of YouTube player, I remember they're changing up the UI a bit with the YouTube player. Definitely don't look good. Kind of looks bloaty, less thin. Now, never understand why they're over there going over with that idea, just making your player look all bloated and large than it should be. It's annoying. I don't like it. Oh shit. Jesus Christ, I'm yawning. Heavy alien resistance on this area. I don't remember if this is the second to last level or it might be the last. I don't remember. But I think after this episode, I probably should call it there because, you know, schedule being weird and all, and not much energy to hold on to a second episode anyway. I mean, I usually just wrap things up per episode anyway, on top of it. Though, I guess one exception I tend to do is Blood in recent times, because I definitely completed the game numerous times anyway. So that's to be expected. We'll have to see how DOSBox Pure handles a bunch of stuff anyway. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's basically a more standalone version of it now, but I guess, heard some interesting things about it. Just couldn't try it out because it was on RetroArch. And not everyone apparently likes to use it for certain purposes anyway. Like the UI might not be for everybody. Like, people probably prefer to use, like, standalone emulators anyway. Whereas RetroArch is more or less useful for, like, setting up machines dedicated to it. Like, you know, having your own, like, arcade cabinet powered with, like, RetroArch. Like the old, oh, Boom Pack. Full of goodies like ammunition. Seeking missiles, eh? Jesus. I hate when flies go into someone's nose. It's fucking annoying as shit. Christ. And there become situations like that. Didn't help that I got so distracted from the fucking flies going in my nose. It's not fun. It's annoying. Oh. Yeah, that's their way of implementing force fields. It just, like, pushes you at a certain spot. It's weird, I know. Nice, a secret area.
Kill all enemies to continue.
Holy shit. Verticality in this is interesting. Oh, secondary objectives. Nice. And we haven't completely reached the, oh, what the fuck. They definitely put a shit ton of enemies over here. The shit's blowing up everywhere. That's crazy. Shield regeneration. Oh yeah, that geometry is very interesting too. Like triangles and diagonal squares, eyeball shapes, and all sorts of interesting shit. On my way to find what the fuck? Meanwhile, we're trying to fucking find that primary objectives.
Primary target.
Always those ships that are more spongy for some reason.
Primary objective. Primary objective completed.
We heard you the first time. Bitch. Oh, fuck. God damn, where am I supposed to go next? Probably this way. Woo! Oh yeah, we're in the final level. Let's get this going. I think we start facing fucking giant robots. But, you know, giant Terminator-looking fucking thingies and motherfuckers are gonna go down without their arms and their legs. Parts everywhere. What the fuck? Depleting all my energy, that's cringe.
Secondary target set.
Y'all. I hear those stomp noises. Where the fuck is that enemy that I'm trying to go after? Oh god, that's flickering there. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh yeah, there they are. Fucking Terminator looking boys there. Little fuckos. There goes one of those fucko buckos. Oh, for fuck's sake, I wasn't paying attention to that shit. Ah, fuck. Good thing for this area here. Let's go blow up this fucking thing here as well. Down it goes. Wait, is there more of this fucking thing? What the heck? Oh shit. Grab that. Spam a bunch of fucking missiles everywhere. I've yet to get hit that much. There we go. There we go. The massive Tyrian Tyrannus exo-droids have fallen. The Theta 2 base has been cleansed of the evils in xenomorphic presence. Before your attack, however, these things managed to wipe out the entire colony. The once colonized base is now void of any life. You are picked up by the carrier Defiance and find out that there will be no mass celebrations on Earth. No homecoming party for you. No heroes welcome. You learn that the massive orbiting alien ship that destroyed the Alliance fleet has since left orbit and is headed for Earth. If this alien dreadnought, what the fuck they call it, reaches Earth, the level of destruction it could bring is beyond imagination. The only possible way to stop this ship from reaching Earth is for you to get inside of it and destroy the engine core. You are humanity's only hope for survival. Play the registered episodes of Radix and continue your saga against the alien force all the way to their own universe. Experience all new weapons, sound, and music in the registered episodes of Radix Beyond the Void. Doomscent, what does it say? I don't know. It smells like Doom. With the scent on it, on top of it. It's like it's topping. Though you may have caught me at the wrong time because we just completed episode 1 and I probably need to wrap up this one because sleep issues. Unless you've been watching this whole time, but who knows. Alright. Oh, goddamn hard drive back. Alright, so yeah, I pushed up the stream like a couple of times last few days due to a mixture of things, but I wish I could go start episode 2, but goddamn, I definitely feeling my eyes are dry and tired and everything, so. And originally Friday was supposed to do like an events thing too, but not gonna be available on that anyway. So I think I'll probably be available tomorrow, however. Managed to get the joke I was ready to say for a whole day. All is good. Oh yeah, that's fair. But I do expect part 2 of Radix to be episode 2. Then I gotta continue Alien Invasion and continue Jazz Jackrabbit as well. But I'll have to try out DOSBox Pure as well. So maybe I'll move some of my playthroughs there anyway. Because that's supposed to come out tomorrow anyway, so. But anyways, I guess that's about it for now. If you guys enjoyed the Radix playthrough, make sure you stay tuned, because we'll probably do part 2 of either Radix or Jazz. But anyways, that's it for now. I do got a video almost done completing anyway, so might want to finish that one up and it'll probably be up by Monday or Tuesday. But anyways, that's about it for now. Thank you all for watching. Give 5 money for Booba, and as always, peace out. See ya.